Look at silver's run. Incredible move here. If we take a look at this, right? Remember yesterday where silver was kind of dancing around this trend line right here? Major pivot low from right to there. And ultimately look at the run and then look at the continuation today. So congratulations if you were someone who saw this. I saw a couple comments that some of you guys picked up silver yesterday and obviously have benefited greatly. And again, that is a beautiful move on silver. How high can it go? Well, you obviously have the resistance point, right? So we know that this high pivot is now your resistance. In terms of going straight up there, it's really going to be determined by what the US dollar does. If the US dollar keeps falling, it's going to go right back to those highs and make new highs. If it doesn't, then you look for some stalling out. Like, what's a 50% retrace of that move? I mean, let's just take a look here. We can do this real quick here on a fib retrace tool. And if we just do that now and we say, okay, well, how much of a retrace is? Well, so we're basically borderline, and let me zoom in on this so you guys can all see this. All right, we're basically borderline 50% now, right? So just a little bit higher. This trend line right up here is a 50% retrace. So at some of these fib levels, if the dollar does not continue to drop, that's where you're going to start to expect some resistance. If it gets through this one, your 618 would be right up here as well. Do I think silver's going to break out and continue up and hit 30 next year? Yeah, I think there's a good chance that we hit 30 on silver next year. I know it's been kind of the level that everyone's dreamed about, and I do think eventually it does happen. So something to watch anyways and keep an eye on. Now, if we take a look at gold, same thing. Again, we look at gold here, and I'm going to zoom in on this here on the gold chart. We can very clearly see that gold right here was into some support. That crazy candle, topping tail, whatever you want to call it, fell right back into support. We had lots of converging support right here. And again, we've gotten to bounce off that. The first step for gold, guys, this is the first step for gold, is to close above this level. Basically $2,080. Now you might say, well, what about this? Well, that's secondary, right? That's a secondary level up there. But so far, we have not had a daily close above this line that goes back multiple years, 3-4 years, to the 2020 highs, right? We have not had a close above 2080. That's step number one. Then after that, once you achieve that goal, then you start analyzing and seeing if you can break above the high, which was around 2150 or so. Again, I've calculated out my inverse head and shoulders target should be around 2,500 and change in 2024. I do believe it'll happen in 2024, but needless to say, longer term projections, they're never as accurate as shorter term projections. You know, just like this. This was a projection right here, right? Very easy, right? I mean, it's not easy, but the point is you see the results right away and it's right into support versus when you're going out long, you're dealing with a lot of unknowns. You don't know what central banks are going to do. You don't know what this is going to happen. You know, what's this and that and everything like that.